This video tells the story of our second encounter with Such Agency. We are currently working together to create a Spot On, an event to promote their vision about their agency for the Afsnit I Festival in Stenløse. Such Agency connects fashion and design brands and owners of location with intent to create pop-up stores. Such Agency already had a concrete vision for a container pop-up store, so we wanted to reopen the design spectrum. This is why we plan to use the future workshop for our first encounter. This workshop method critiques the settled and opens up a positive counter-reflection from where the design spectrum reopens. We were very pleased with the outcome of the future workshop, as we felt it had a mutual benefit to both Such Agency and our group. The ideas people had at the workshop were very good and brought potential problems with the concept into light. We felt the three phases were equally important to the result of the workshop, as they helped all stakeholders. 1. Understand who and what Such Agency was and what their ideas for the Spot On were. 2. Spot potential flaws with the original concept. 3. Assist in developing and refining the final concept. The future workshop proved especially good for creating solutions for the potential flaws discovered in the critique phase. Therefore, we can conclude that this workshop was a beneficial tool to open up the design spectrum. We had some new faces attending our workshop. As a consequence, we thought that it would be constructive not to introduce the concepts from last encounter. In this way, we wouldn't pollute the newly attended with the ideas from last encounter. Afterwards, we wanted to introduce all stakeholders to our predetermined boundaries. The Spot On had to consist of a pop-up store, and the container should act as a physical frame. Finally, we decided to enact the different concepts all together and in action evaluating the experience. Our goal was to find out what works and what doesn't, and if some of the ideas could work together as collaborating concepts. We were promised a container, but then Such Agency informed us that the host of the festival all of a sudden were incapable of providing this resource. Instead, we were given a trailer, those you may know from trailer parks, without giving us information regarding the measurements nor the condition of the interior. That left us back to scratch, since our prepared encounter were created in order to working detailed with the physical frame of a container. Our expected frames for the Spot On disappeared, though in a moment of adaptiveness, we decided to go all the way back to what really defines Such Agency. We asked ourselves, what is their contribution to the industry? We decided to elaborate and explore the value of this business. That happened in two groups, each represented by one of the founders of the business. Afterwards, we discussed the values together, then deciding some concept frames for a redesign of our Spot On. We then split into groups again and brainstormed ideas that fulfilled Such Agency's values and the new physical frame. The determined frame was to embrace on the natural look and feel of the trailer. Instead of recreating the space for a functional pop-up store, we wanted to show how Such Agency are able to embrace the natural design and essence of the trailer, while still incorporating a harmonic contrast in the portray of the products. Afterwards, we presented the ideas in plenum and decided to work further with these aspects in the future. We decided to make the trailer into an adventurous showroom. Through materials such as Polaroids, a projection, and sound design, we wanted to create a history of the trailer. This interaction would hopefully engage the viewer through the history, whereas the products would be encompassed. That ended our workshop. We took two concepts with us. From now on, and in collaboration with Such Agency, we have to decide if the concepts can work together as a common Spot On. From this encounter, there are three major discoveries which we will take with us. 1. You have to be adaptive and enterprising as a host when the properties of the encounter change in order to keep the creative atmosphere going. 2. An encounter does not turn out the way you think. You should expect the unexpected. 3. You should not limit yourself and restrict yourself in the process. And last but not least, we learned how important frequent communication and alignment with stakeholders are.